Friends, welcome to our YouTube channel. Today we will be talking again about the non-stoppage of violence in Manipur. In my last video, I had tried to present that from 3rd June, nearly 2 months ago, violence has started in Manipur. It was after the court directed the state government to regard Meiteis in the scheduled tribe community, scheduled tribe reservation. Now, in protest of that, Kuki and other tribal group protested, saying that this will be not fair to the tribal people who are already living there. This will be diluting their authorities and all that. Now, the background of this is that Manipur is a state which is abutting Myanmar, and Manipur has nearly 53% of Meiteis, most of whom are Hindus. These Meiteis, they stay in the plain areas, what is called valley, and in the hills, Kukis, Nagas, and other tribes they live, which Kukis are the majority with 18%. Now, after this, as the violence started, the continuation of the violence was very disturbing. There is a BJP government in the state. There is a BJP government in the center, what is popularly called as double engine sarkar. There are claims from the BJP leadership that wherever BJP rules, there is no violence. There is no communal violence in particular. Now here, the violence is not stopping, and we know, according to the researchers like Dr. V. N. Rai, etc., that wherever the government wills, the violence can be stopped immediately. And many delegations who have visited the state, they have pointed out that state is not at all interested in stopping the violence. There are nearly 60,000 central forces, reserve police forces and others, but the violence continues unabated. And in this violence, nearly 60 people have lost their life, 50,000 people have been displaced, and more than 50,000 people are living in the refugee camps, and more than 1 lakh of people have been displaced. Now, this is in a small state of 40 lakhs, so much big violence is being witnessed. Now, during this period, what is interesting, that when the violence started, that time Prime Minister Mr. Modi and Home Minister Mr. Amit Shah both were busy campaigning in Karnataka. Amit Shah, after a long duration, visited the state, but there was no stoppage of violence after that. And surprisingly, the Prime Minister of the country, Mr. Narendra Modi, who keeps talking about most of the things, has kept a total silence on the issue. Not a tweet, not an appeal for peace, not a request to intensify the efforts for peace and harmony. On the contrary, the opposition leader, who is no more a parliamentarian, Rahul Gandhi, he visited the state, and his visit brought forth the tears of the people of Manipur, who expressed their deep anger, anguish and pain to what is happening to them. Now, the basic issue, whatever that be, that we will try to come to understand. But Meiteis, who are Hindus, they are claiming that they are 53% of the people and they have only 10% of the land. But they do not want to project that most of the development in the state of Manipur has taken place in the valley area. Colleges, universities, hospital, other modern facilities are there. Now, these Kukis, Nagas and other hill tribes, they stay in the mountainous areas, whereas there is no development, they have land. And according to the schedule 5th and 6th of our constitution, the land of Adivasis cannot be taken away. Now, the intention behind Meiteis' whole effort to get scheduled tribe category, to get recognized as scheduled tribe category, is very much doubtful, because they have most of the facilities. Now they want to grab the land in the hill areas, which shows the intentions of this. More than that, the intentions of the central government and the state government, which is totally apathetic to the whole issue, is absolutely surprising. The Chief Minister of the state, Mr. Biren Singh, he tried to make a drama of resignation, and of course it was a well-staged drama. He continues to be in the post despite the unabated violence going on in the state. So recently, 3 women from Aidwa All India Women's Democratic Association, they visited the state and they pointed out that the main issue is that state wants to see that the land in the Adivasi areas is grabbed for probably whatever reasons, to give to some multinational or to give to others. That may be the basic reason. But there is another pattern in the violence also. As I pointed out in my last video, in this violence, we have seen nearly over 200 churches have either been burned or destroyed. The attack on Kukis, who are mostly Christians, has been very intense. While the Meiteis, they also claim they have suffered some of the ill effects of this violence, but mainly these Meiteis, they have a much more privileged position in the state, while Kukis, Nagas and others, they are marginalized. There is a defamation of Kukis that they are foreigners, they have infiltrated from Myanmar. Now it is true that border between Manipur and Myanmar, Kukis are on both sides of the border. But these Kukis who are staying in the hills of Manipur, they have been staying here for ages, probably, surely, right from the beginning when Manipur got integrated into the state of India. They are being defamed in the name that they are opium growers and they are cultivating opium, because of which state there is problems in the state. So on one hand, demonization of Kukis, Nagas, most of whom are Christians, whose churches have been damaged. On the other hand, Meiteis trying to claim not only ST status, but in addition to that, because of that, trying to ensure that more land comes their way. Now, land is one thing which is a protected category for Adivasis. Now, the matters are so bad that our Prime Minister, who has been visiting, first campaigning in Karnataka, then visiting America, now he is in France, but he is inaugurating most of the Vande Bharat trains one after the other, but he has no time to visit Manipur. More than that, he has no time to issue an appeal of peace. He has no time to ensure that peace is restored in the state of Manipur. Very sadly, the attention of the global powers is also coming to this. And as this delegation of 3 women, they pointed out that state is really apathetic. On the similar lines, not on those lines exactly, American ambassador in India, Eric Garcetti, he said that if necessary, if Indian government wants, will come forth to stop this violence, to assist the government in stopping this violence. Now, this is not a question of external interference. This is a question of human interference, because in Manipur, the plight of Kukis in particular, who are mostly Christians, is very frightening. The people, as Rahul Gandhi's visit revealed, people are in dire straits and deprived of the basic facilities, living in refugee camps, children's education suffering to a great deal. So even United Nations International Commission on Human Rights also pointed out that the freedom of religion in India is declining, and in these areas people are not able to live, minorities are not able to live in peace and harmony. So this United States Commission and the statement of American ambassador, they should wake us up. Why there are no efforts? And we know that most of the violence can be controlled if the government so desires. We similarly saw that in Gujarat, the violence kept on festering, despite the claims of the then chief minister there that it has been controlled in 3 days. But we have testimony of General Zamiruddin Shah and others, and as they witness how state kept quiet while the violence was going on. So friends, this is a very disturbing situation. This is a human disaster. This is a question of human suffering which needs to be addressed. So the design behind it, why state is quiet, why it is not proactive. So the government claims to be very efficient and very prompt in keeping law and order, but in the state where there is a double engine government, such a festering, continuing violence is a matter of shame for the whole country, and we hope that in coming times peace is restored. All the efforts are made by the central government and the state government to ensure that Kukis get their rights, Meiteis they continue to live in peace and harmony, and the state prosper, achieves prosperity through harmony and development. Thank you very much, friends. If you like this video, do forward it and do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you very much again.